Hello, Jeff fans, and I have to say, this is not a fun video to record. It's not fun at all because the number one player I wanted the Jets to pursue last year in free agency, the number one player was Laken Tomlinson. So you can imagine how happy I was when we signed him, and a lot of people would agree. We forget really fast, but before last year's free agency, we had a giant hole at the guard position. We needed someone, and we went out, and JD signed what I and everyone else that I know thought was one of the most solid signings of the offseason. I mean, how can a guard who is all pro, dominating, great player against the pass, run blocker, in a system that was exactly identical to the system we run coming from San Francisco, and then come and play so terribly? Well, we made excuses for him, and they're real things that happen that we feel awful about. Close family loss, his family being separated from him, and we thought maybe that's impacting him. Maybe that's the reason. Uh, Lots of changes on the offensive line, lack of consistency. Every excuse we could make for Laken Tomlinson, we made. Well, I know it's one preseason game. He only played 2 drives. I know that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to talk about only one play, one rep. Players lose reps. But somehow I can't not be concerned about this rep. And this is a rep where we are at like the 10-yard line. It's the play we score a touchdown. So what are we doing here? What are we doing here, Jeremy? Why are you complaining about a player? Why are you complaining about a player right after we score a touchdown? What's wrong with this play? Well, Nick Shine, I blame him for this. Proud New York Jets fan. Go check him out. Observant young fellow. Points out to me that if I watch the play, Laken doesn't look so good. I look at the play. Go look in slow motion at the touchdown from yesterday's game. Watch what happens to Laken Tomlinson. Now, I am no scout. I got my guys. I got my buddy, Dom C. I got my guys that tell me those technical things. I can even text Frankie and say, hey, buddy, would you come out of retirement and tell me what went wrong here? And these guys, they know this stuff. I even send a message to my friend Joe Blewett. Now he's probably saying, "Why is this guy calling me his friend?" But that's for another video. The reality is that when even I can tell without hesitation what went wrong on that play, it makes you wonder. On that play, if you watch it, look at Laken Tomlinson's legs, and then tell me in what sport have you ever been coached? If you've ever played a sport where your legs should be locked stiff and spread out. And the question to me is, does he even care? If you can't follow that, even before the play, isn't that your first thought? Weight on the balls of my feet as you line up. Keep my knees bent. Keep flexible. How do I get into a position where I'm so overpowered by a second string defensive tackle, by the way, not their starter, and get stood up with straight legs, or end up within 2 seconds, not even, within a second, his legs are straight and spread out? That's a concern. I know it's one rep, but that's a concern. I haven't looked at his other reps to see if he was horrible, good, or great. But when you have a year like you did last year, do not come out on a play at the 10-yard line and let a backup defensive lineman run through you like you're a turnstile without even needing a token or a Metro card. That is not okay. Aaron Rodgers is back there, and he could have gotten hit hard. And look at the situation. What about game situation? We're going to be in the red zone, and that's the kind of effort we're going to get? Isn't that when you're going to be the most focused, the most ready to go and juiced up to score a touchdown? Come on, man. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. And I don't care if he's making $30 million. We have a guy named Joe Tippmann who is 95%, even higher, going to start the season sitting on the bench. because McGovern is a veteran and Tippmann was just hurt, but he played yesterday and he's healthy. Do not hesitate, Robert Saleh. Do not hesitate, Hackett, to pull Lakin Tomlinson out of the game and put in Joe Tippmann. Because I'll tell you something about Joe Tippmann. He's a rookie, but you find me one rep where he gets beat like that. Everyone says it's one rep. Well, how come a rookie came into camp and if you watch every preseason game, every rep, you find a rep where his legs get stood up and stiff and spread, and a guy goes by him in under a second like he's not even there. It's not acceptable. And if we have to call him a bust, we call him a bust. If you disagree with me, if you think that I'm wrong, tell me in the comment section. But don't tell me it's only one rep, because I acknowledge that. Don't tell me, oh, it happens. Because it didn't happen all preseason to a rookie, but it happened to the guy we're paying millions and millions of dollars to, and it happened in the freaking red zone. It's not okay. I know we ended up with a touchdown, but it's not okay because 9 out of 10 times we're not going to get the touchdown if that's the protection that Lakin Tomlinson is going to offer our quarterback. Wake up, man. Wake up.